Let's start with the notification gang. Go to the like, the sharp sign on the count of 3. We're all clicking it. Go to the like sign, guys. Everyone, even the new guys. 1, 2, 3. Click. Thank you very much for following me. We've been preaching, starting our own businesses, building our own brands, supporting one another, keeping our money rotating around our communities. You guys starting a side hustle, even if you've got a 9 to 5, thinking differently, becoming independent. And I didn't only preach that, I went out there and I did it in front of you. And I hope that you guys watch not only myself, but a whole lot of others that walked the journey without just talking about it, but they lived it. And then they came back to become an inspiration to show you that it is possible. You don't always need a white man to be behind you. You don't always need to be employed. You don't always need to rely on other people. You don't always have to work for someone. You can work for someone while you're still young in your 20s. Learn all the skills that you need to learn. Once you start getting into your 30s, obviously you'll be getting promotions at your work. Obviously you're more experienced. You're probably doing your second or third job. I would like to say in your 30s, start considering starting your own thing. Repetition. You must be pinding it. Yeah. You must multiply over and over. Like they must see it every day. They must see it every day. You are brainwashing them. It's called marketing. Whether they like it or not, when they follow you on your social media platforms, when they come to your events, when they listen to your talks, when they listen to your music, when they listen to what you stand for, what you represent, repetition, that is if you're building a brand, you're an entrepreneur. Or even if it's not a commercial business or a product, but whatever it is that you stand for, Kanye West repeatedly told us that he was a genius multiple times up until we ended up believing it. He told us so many times up until we ended up believing it. Up until he ended up believing it even himself from many years ago. He had to back it up with the work though. But it's repetition. Coca-Cola made us believe they're the biggest brand all over the world. That's why when they do all these global surveys, they always come out number 1. They're over 100 years old and they're still marketing till today. The marketing dollars are a big budget for any one of their own brands. They've got multiple brands, over 100 brands all over the world. They've got a lot of brands, water brands, juice brands, cola brands, fizzy drink brands, and non-fizzy drink brands. They even are invested in other, healthy drink brands. So they're a very, very big company conglomerate, but they still advertise till today. And any one of their own brands have got its own marketing dollars, billions every year. Why? Repetition. Just like the law of vibration, the law of gravity, but I focus more on the law of attraction. Just like how they can tell you how the weather is going to be like in 2025 on Christmas Day at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, they can tell you what the weather is going to be like. And how do they know what the weather is going to be like in a certain place? Is because the laws of nature don't change. They always work like that. Laws of gravity. What goes up must come down. Law of attraction. When you solely focus on it and you put your mind there, and you put it there so much so that it even feels as if you are there long enough, and you practice that deed on a daily basis while you're putting in the work, it's definitely going to come. You're attracting it to yourself. So I want to encourage all the youngsters out there to go get this book, The Art of Hustling, Sell or Surrender. Learn about the law of attraction, but you can also learn it from different videos, different audio books. As I did say earlier, Think and Grow Rich, books like The Secret, they do touch on this. Actually, a lot of successful people do touch on the concept of the law of attraction. What I talk about here is to give you advice on how it can help you. Now, what you need to do and start practicing right now, you need to write down your goals. Actually, if you can, you need to have pictures of how you would like your life to look like. Have a vision board. Look at that vision board every time when you come to your house or on your phone. Something that reminds you of your goal, your vision, your dream. But you have to do this on a daily basis. What I've seen is that a lot of us complain a lot of the time. Let me just read up a little bit and I'll break it down according to what is on my mind right now. It's human nature to complain. We all understand. That's why if you can go to Twitter right now as we speak, you'll find so many people complaining. It's human nature. But successful people are solutions driven. So if you want to become successful, you have to change your mindset. Instead of being one of many who moan and groan and complain, be the leader, be different, be the person who's finding solutions. Choose to stand out. The internet makes it easier than ever right now to become a complainer because it provides a platform for voicing out your dissatisfaction. And because we're all affected by information overload, we often feel that as soon as we've made our complaint, we have done our bit. That's the reason why some people feel satisfied by having typed hashtag Bani Bani must fall, hashtag this, hashtag that. They're just complaining online, but nobody's solutions driven and nobody's acting to make a difference in changing the things that we're complaining about. The book continues to say, do not fall into this trap of always being a complainer by using the internet. A positive outlook is one of the hallmarks of the entrepreneurial mindset. Instead of using the internet as a forum for moaning and complaining all the time, use it to find solutions and get things done. I've always been someone who takes action. In 2016, real estate agent Penual made South African newspaper headlines where she posted a racist comment on Facebook, and some of the things that she said. Racist incidents often bring out the worst in people because everyone wants to take the opportunity to retaliate. A lot of people were mad at her online and everyone was complaining. Things quickly escalated into a slanging match. The Penual episode was no different. It wasn't long before people had started trading insults. I refused to just fall into that trap. Instead of complaining, I took action with some leaders. I was part of the group that went straight to Hillbrow police station and we opened a case against Penual. And we pressed the matter until it was taken to court. Penual was eventually fined and forced to face up to the damage she had done to her country. I think I had a rumor, allegedly, apparently she passed on. I don't know. If she has, may her soul rest in peace. If she's still alive, I hope she has learned from her experience and I hope she teaches her kids better, because this is not a world for racists, guys. We're not going to be promoting racism at all. Anyway, with that being said, the book continues to say, it would have been easy for me to join in the fray of social media and everybody else complaining and add the number of complaints that were being recorded online. But think about this. Millions of South Africans use social media daily and only 10 of us were moved to do something in real life. We were driven to find solutions and open a case against Penual. As a reader of this book, you need to be aware that sometime you will find yourself in a situation where it is easy to be like everybody else. Do not do it. Don't be like everybody else. Stand out, because you'll simply be adding to the problem if you become like them. Rather go your own way and find your own solutions. It's the same story with my career. Organizations like Leadership 2020, the Sibusiso Education Foundation, and the Hustlers Academy. I started these projects to help people instead of complaining like everybody else. I stood out and I said, everybody else is always complaining about what was done to us in the past and the history. Yes, we know the history now, then what? Beautiful thing. And you need to remember that I'm learning from a lot of very successful business people. And what I've learned is the most wealthiest or the most successful business people are, a lot of them are very humble.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot of rich people that you don't want to deal with, that are arrogant, that are unbearable. I can't bear arrogant people. I don't angichayisana naleyo energy.
Sure.
You know, umuntu ongcono kunabanye abantwana ingenza angibe intimidated, but energy njalo ngiyayifeel, you know, because what it does yanginyanyisa, because it brings out that side of me to try and humble you, especially now as umuntu omnyama, you know.
Sure.
Ukukhumbuza ukuthi no, you don't have to treat people like that. But a lot of them that I'm associating with are very humble people. I'm dealing a lot with what they would call the informal market, the cash and carries, the wholesalers. Those are the guys that are responsible for Mofaya literally penetrating in every corner of this country. And I'm always humbled to that community and the way they do business. You know, they allow you to have food. They're always encouraging of you. No, eat, man, eat. You know, they serve you well. They look after you. Yeah. They're very informal in how they do their thing. They usually have got long beards. They're very real to who they are, what they represent. And a lot of them are very religious people. And a lot of them are very good people.
Yes.
A lot of them are very humble people.
You gotta be humble. You gotta be somebody that other people would love to work with, because you're never gonna make it alone. Even when you do make a bit of money, or you do make millions, you make a lot of money, arrogance shouldn't even exist at all. Humility, 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 humble, humble, humble at all times. That's how you create relationships. That's how you maintain relationships. And nobody wants to work with a douchebag. Nobody wants to work with an arrogant person. Nobody, how irritating it is. I mean, you guys know arrogant people, and you know what comes out of their mouth. It's always like, you cringe, and it's like, yo, you don't want to be that person. And don't let money change you, or what you call success change you. You got to keep it humble at all times. I've interviewed thousands and thousands of successful people, both on radio and television. The most successful people are humble people.
It's not a crime to work for someone in your 20s. We're all young, we're still discovering ourselves, we're getting into this working world, we're trying to know things. But when you start getting into your 30s, I would like to advise you to start working on your things, start failing in some of the things, so that by the time you are our age, my age, I'm 40 years old, you don't have to take orders from anyone, but you can partner with people, you can work with other people. But it doesn't mean that when you're 40 years old and you don't have a business, you're dumb, or you're a failure, you haven't done well. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying that to the new generation, the guys that are younger, that the younger you start, the better. Because you start younger, you make mistakes quicker, you fall quicker, you learn from them quicker, you move on. So that by the time you're older, you've got a stable business, or you've been in business for a couple of years, you know what to do, you know what not to do in your industry, you've had some time to research, to work with other people, to learn, to get burned, to pay your school fees, to lose money, to make mistakes, to be betrayed by your business partners, etc., etc. Because business is not a straight line. Business is an education that even if you can go to school and learn about business, they're never going to teach you the things that happen on a daily basis. What you do in class in theory is different from what you experience when you actually literally are running a business. Some people find very wrong business partners. Some business partners show their true colors when there's money, when you guys are starting to make money. Some people, maybe a hurdle, maybe you're putting in more effort than they're putting in. But when you guys started, you promised each other that this is what I'm going to bring to the table. This is what you're going to bring to the table. That is our vision. That is our mission statement. This is what we're going to work towards. This is our website. This is what we're going to sell the people. This is how we're going to sell to the people. This is what we're going to do on a daily basis. This is where we're going to work from while we're still small. When we start growing, this is what we're going to do. You guys put together the entire vision, but as time goes, your business partners start letting you down. Either they're not putting in their end, they're not putting in their end of the contract, they're not putting in their end of the work. You are the one that is always putting in the effort. You're the one that maybe believes in it even more, or you are the one who's even more invested in that business, etc. Those things will happen, and those are the things that you don't learn in class. Those are some of the things that you learn as you go. It's like you're being thrown in a deep end, and as the business keeps going, you start learning the mistakes and what not to do. And that's what I want to encourage to people, to say, guys, let's start our businesses, start our brands, start our hot side hustles. I've been screaming this thing over the past half a decade, and I hope that now you guys can see the importance of starting a business.
Don't worry about your age. I do know a lot of you guys worry the fact that you're already 40 years old, or you've already turned 35, or you've already turned 21, or you're already 50. You're worried about your future. Now, this is what the book says. While some people think they're too young to get things done, others think they're too old, that their dreams have now slipped out of reach. Whenever I tell my nieces and nephews how important it is to take advantage of their youth, they always say to me, and I always say to them, but Mark Zuckerberg built Facebook ngobushabaki. DJ Smooth built TS Records ngobushabaki. I was 21 years old when I built TS Records. It became one of the most successful independent record labels in South Africa. I didn't know what I was doing with my business partner. We just had a dream and a vision of having a successful record label, and we just went in at it with all our energies. We went hard. And guess what? We became successful. Did we know what we were doing? No, we didn't. Did we have a vision, a goal, or a dream? Yes, we did. Did we believe in ourselves? Yes, we did. But what I want to talk about is age. As Aliyah says, age ain't nothing but a number. A lot of you guys think just because you're older, you no longer have time to get your goals accomplished. And I'd like to differ. I mean, look at Mr. Ronald McDonald. I mean, look at Samuel L. Jackson. He got his first break at 40 years old. I just literally turned 40 right now. Samuel L. Jackson got his first break at 40. Imagine. I'm already on my 7th startup. I've got more than 10 multiple revenue streams of income. I've been working for 18, 19 years, but Samuel L. Jackson had his first break at age 40. That's why I'd like to encourage you and say, even if you're 50 years old, even if you're 60 years old, it's never too late to start. You gotta start now. The process is the same. It's the work, it's the determination, it's the vision, it's the dreams, it's the law of attraction, it's putting in work daily, it's believing in yourself, it's putting in the grind all the time. The process is the same. Learn from my previous videos. Learn from some of my books. I've got about 3 books out. The first one is called Leadership 2020, The Beginning. The second book was called Billionaires Under Construction, The Mindset of an Entrepreneur, which you can get on Amazon online. Just Google them, DJ Smooth, Billionaires Under Construction, The Mindset of an Entrepreneur. You can find the book. And my third bestseller, The Art of Hustling. Can you imagine? All at age 40. 7 albums that I've released. I've executive produced multi-platinum, gold, and platinum albums. Over, almost 60 albums that I've executive produced under independent record label. But in my own career as well, I've had a successful television presenting career, a successful radio presenting career, even my own radio station. I'm a successful speaker. I speak at different platforms all across the world, all at age 40. Did I fail before? Yes, I did. I actually failed so many times before, but I put in work all the time. Now, all of you guys that think you're already too old to get your goals accomplished, you're lying. Somebody lied to you, because nothing is, everything is possible. Nothing is impossible. You can do anything. You can become whatever or whoever you want to become. Just start now. The reason why you're that old without having accomplished your dream is because all these other years you've been working for other people. And maybe a lot of the times you're afraid to go start your own thing. Or you probably have a family and you had bills to pay. And I understand all of that. But maybe it's time you go start your own thing, or maybe it's time you start taking it to the next level. But there's always time. There's always enough time. Let me not say enough, but there's always time. So it doesn't mean because you're old, you can't achieve your dreams, or you can't pursue whatever you want to pursue. Obviously, it has to be realistic. I mean, I can't be 40 and still want to become a tennis champion. That's unrealistic. What I'm trying to say is everything and anything is possible. Yes, I do know that I'm also including tennis, but you got to be realistic and smart when you're setting up those goals. So I'd like to wish you all the best. Good luck. Whatever age you are, you're never too young, you're never too old. All the best and good luck. This has been The Hustler's Corner with DJ Smooth, straight out of Johannesburg, South Africa. Go get this book. It's going to help you grow. Google it online, or you can get the physical copy if you are in Africa. Go to any exclusive bookstore, Scoob store, CNA stores. The book is called The Art of Hustling, Sell or Surrender. The power of selling. Guys, you need to understand that you have to have the skill. You have to have the skill to sell. You can't say, me, I don't know how to sell. I know. You need to know how to sell. That's why I wrote this book. That's why I wrote this book for you guys, to learn in layman's words, or somebody like me who's not an amazing author, who's just a basic author, to share his own experiences about selling. The art of hustling, sell or surrender. Why am I saying sell or surrender? Because you have to sell. When you're sitting in that interview room and there's potential employers on the other side of the table, you are selling yourself to them. When you're getting out of the taxi, or you're jumping into your car and you're driving to work, wherever you work, your boss is selling. But while you're on your way to work, you look down upon the other people who are selling in the streets. You look down upon the hawkers that are selling in the trains, that are selling in street corners, the mamas that are selling vegetables. Why are you looking down upon them? Because you don't understand that you are also going to work, and that company that you work for, your boss is selling. That company is selling services. They're either selling online services, telecom services, or they're either maybe building furniture to sell it, or maybe you guys sell insurance, or you're selling food, or you're selling drinks. You said everybody is selling something. So why are you afraid to sell? Huh? Fear. And one of my videos I spoke about fear. When you become fearful, you are vibrating low. Never have fear, have faith. I mean, when I've got my products and I'm going to sell, I don't look at my bag and say, yo, I've got 10 cases. At least if I can move half of this. No! I take my stock and I say, I've got 10 cases.
How much is it going to be that I'm going to make after selling these 10 cases? Oh, this much. I've got this much in my pocket. I don't even look at it as stock. I look at it as money because I'm already wired mentally that this is already sold. So I act in faith. I'm faithful that I'm going to get that job. I'm faithful that I'm going to get that sale. I'm faithful that I'm going to get the sister that I'm asking out. She's going to be my girlfriend. I'm faithful. I'm not doubtful. I'm faithful. Even when you're hitting on a sister, you're asking a sister out, you're taking her out on dates, or you're asking for her number, that is you selling yourself. So you have to know the skill. If you can, master the skill of selling. I'm one of the people, and I don't like saying I'm a master, but I'm a student of the game because we can never stop learning. But I believe I'm one of the best salesmen in Africa. I've been selling all my life. Been selling at a spaza shop since I was a kid, selling sweets, loose draws, cigarettes. I've been selling on campus, selling cell phones. Right now I'm selling books. I'm selling drinks. I'm selling beverages. I'm selling words. I'm selling radio airtime. I'm selling. I'm always selling. So you have to start learning the skill to sell. Teach yourself to sell. Don't be afraid of other people. Get rid of that ABS. Get rid of that Abantu Bazuti.